This is Mark Campbell, and welcome to Ask the Coach. This week we're talking about the ability to use stories effectively, but not to use them to the point where you discourage your audience and dampen the enthusiasm in the room. So we received a letter from an HR professional who conducted a workshop about a week ago, got evaluations back that said, "Stop telling war stories." So what happens when we tell war stories is we're missing opportunities. We're missing the opportunity to identify problems that people have because we're talking. We're missing an opportunity to identify what their needs are. And we're missing an opportunity to get their opinions. Now, there's a caveat here. I've been teaching communication skills and public speaking for over 30 years, and I always stress the value of using stories in a very discreet way, in a very powerful way. The problem is when we start using them too much, the wrong person's needs are being met. My needs are being met because not only does my story tell a message, but it makes me look good. And if I start doing that repeatedly, I'm going to turn off my audience, and they're going to turn on me. So what do we do instead? We do the following. When you're tempted to tell a story based on the discussion that is going on, think first, can I ask a question instead of giving them a story? Can I ask a probing question? Can I ask a direct question? Can I ask an open question of the entire group? That's the prescription for someone who is asking or telling too many stories. So I'm convinced that when you're coaching, when you're selling, when you're conducting a workshop, that it's important not to overuse the wonderful, wonderful tool that you have in your toolbox of a story, but to think first before telling the story. Is the audience better served by asking a question, by drilling down? If we can master when and when not to use stories, I'm convinced that we can go from being an average facilitator, coach, or salesperson to an extraordinary one. So the bottom line, look out for the trap door in telling too many stories. And if you do, you can become an extraordinary communicator. This is Mark Campbell and Ask the Coach.